Welcome students. Now I will explain what is pointer and how the pointers interact, how the pointers are useful in accessing the address of a storage location and modify the value indirectly. First, before going on to the pointers, let us see what is the addressing system. Accessing the address of a variable is done. How the accessing of the address of a variable is done and how it is processed, let us see. Suppose x is a variable that represents a particular data item as int space x. Here x is the name of the variable that is created of type integer. Now the address of a variable is accessed with the address operator ampersand, which is a unary operator preceded by the variable. Address of a variable is always unsigned integer. That means the memory system is created in such a way that the address of a variable is always starts from 0 or greater than 0. So the addressing system is always in unsigned integer notation. Thus the address of a variable we always get as an unsigned integer. To get the address of a variable, we use this ampersand symbol. An example program that depicts how the addressing is. Here, example program for address operator. There are two header files included. One is stdio.h, which is standard input output header file, conio.h, which is console input output header file. Now x is a variable that is created of type integer. Assume that this is the storage location where x has been created and the address of this location, let us assume, as 65,524. After clearing the screen, we are trying to print the address of a variable. Here, closely observe this, we are using %u notation to print the address of a variable. Since the address of a variable or storage location is unsigned integer format, we are using %u followed by %x. So the address of x is 65,524, which is printed out here as output. Then x is initialized to 10. So 10 is the value that is stored inside this particular x. After that, we are printing the value of x using %d notation. Here, %d notation means we are trying to print the value of x. That means the value of x is printed as here 10. Next comes is the address operator ampersand can be used only with simple variable. Address operator cannot act upon constants and arithmetic expressions. This is the most important point we have to consider. We cannot use ampersand operator along with the constants. That's why we say this is an invalid operation. Similarly, ampersand x plus y. Here, x plus y is an arithmetic expression. This expression cannot be addressed, or addressing operator cannot be used. Thus, it is also an invalid operator. The definition of a pointer. A pointer is a variable which holds the memory address of another variable. As we have already learned in the first year, a pointer is a variable that holds the address of another variable of same type. Here, same type means if a variable is created of integer, then the pointer variable must also be created of type integer so that that integer address location can be accessed using integer pointer only. And since pointer is also a kind of variable, thus pointer itself will be stored at different memory location. Even though the pointer is used for holding the address of another variable, it is also a variable. That's why we define it as a pointer is a variable which holds the address of another variable of same type. So if I'm using an integer variable like this, say int p, then we need to create int asterisk x to store the address of a variable. Here, x is a pointer variable that is meant to hold the address of p. So p is an integer variable, thus the pointer variable must also be of integer variable. Similarly, if we are creating a float variable, then the pointer variable must be of type float only, so that the float pointer can hold the address of float variable. Next. Here, pointer operators in C programming. The first one is asterisk. Asterisk is a symbol which is called the indirection operator. It is prefixed to the given pointer variable. It is also called as value at this address operator. That means whatever the variable the pointer points to, or whatever the address the pointer points to, in that address there will be some value available, and that value is pointed to by this asterisk symbol. So it gives value stored at particular address. Similarly, ampersand is another operator that is used in pointer operations, which is called address operator. It gives the address of a variable. If you want to access the address of a location using its pointer, we must use this address operator along with this asterisk symbol. That means the pointer variable must be assigned to the address by using this address operator only. Address operator is called the address operator. Then asterisk is called as value at address operator. Value at address operator gives value stored in a particular address. Value at address is also called as indirection operator. Next comes is a simple example. Here we see a simple example that implements the pointer operations or operators. As usual, the standard input-output header file is common in all the programs. The main function is expanded. Int n is equal to 10. Here n is an integer variable that is initialized to 20. Let us assume that there is a variable created of type integer at 500th location and is named as n. In this n, at the time of declaration itself, we are assigning a constant, so it is stored with 20. It is stored with 20. Then printf, the address of n is ampersand %u ampersand n. So the address of n is 500. So here we get the value as 500 since the address of the variable is 500. Next, the second one, the value of n is %d n. The value stored in n along with n operator variable name n is itself used, so we get n is equal to 20. Next one, we are using a simple operator, asterisk followed by ampersand n. Here ampersand n is equal to, this can be clearly expanded like asterisk. In place of ampersand n, we can write 500. So 500 I represent here. So 500 asterisk 500 value at this address. So what is the value stored in this address? It is 20. So here we get the value as 20. So asterisk and ampersand are internally used like this. So value at this address operator. The address of n is, assume that 1002. So 1002 is the address printed. 2020. I have given some another example for this n as 500 instead of taking 1002. Then asterisk ampersand n is equal to address of variable n is pointed by asterisk. Finally, the value is printed as 20. Next. This is another example that shows how the addresses are stored in each of the respective locations. Again, the standard input header file is used. A variable is created called a, and assume that the variable a is created at 2001th location. And at the time of declaration, it is initialized to 3. So 3 is stored in this location. Then two pointer variables have been created. One is a single pointer variable and the other is a double pointer variable. A single pointer variable is a pointer that holds the address of a normal variable. A double pointer variable is a pointer that holds the address of a single pointer variable. So a is a normal variable, PTR is a single pointer variable, PPTR is a double pointer variable. The main purpose of PTR variable is to hold the address of A. So 2001 is the address that is retained by PTR. Since PTR is also a pointer normal variable, it is also stored at 4000th location. Next, PPTR is also a pointer variable, but it is meant for holding only the pointer variable address, single pointer variable address. So we are storing here PTR is equal to ampersand A, so address 2001 is stored. Then PPTR is equal to ampersand PTR, so 4001 is stored here. PPTR is also a pointer variable, so it is also stored at 6000th location. Irrespective of the type of pointer variable, the pointer will always get 2 bytes of memory since it is going to store only unsigned integer values. So 2001 is pointed by PTR, 4001 is pointed by PPTR. Now if I want to access the value stored in A using PTR, I'll be using asterisk PTR. So if I write asterisk PTR, so it will be accessing the value stored at A. A lo store aina. So whatever the value stored in A, that will be printed by this asterisk PTR. So it will be 3 in this case. Similarly, if I use asterisk PPTR, I get the address, the value available in 4001, that is 2001 we get. Suppose if I want to get the value of A using this PPTR, I have to use double asterisk PTR, that is PPTR. So when I use this notation, it will be accessing value at this address, value at this address. So we will get 3 in this case. So type of variable that holds, name of the variable is A, it is of type integer, the value stored is 3. Similarly, PTR is a pointer variable, it holds the address of A, that is here in this example it is 2001, then the address of that variable is 4001. Similarly, PPTR, the address of PTR it holds, the address it is holding is 4001 and it is created at 6001. The pointer declaration. This is most important, we have to go on. Data type followed by pointer variable name preceded by asterisk symbol. Example, int space asterisk PTR. Asterisk PTR is declared as that PTR will be used only for storing the address of integer valued variables. As I said, pointer variables are the variables that are meant to hold the address of another variable of same type. We can also say that PTR points to an integer. Value at this address contains an integer value. This is another explanation related to the same example sequence. Int asterisk P means P is going to store the address of integer value. The memory is 2 bytes only. Float asterisk Q, Q is going to store address of floating value. The address memory is 2 bytes only. Similarly, char CH, CH is going to store the address of a character variable and the memory allocated to this CH is also 2 bytes. That means whatever the type of the pointer location, whatever the type of location the pointer points to, that is immaterial in the memory allocation process. If the pointer is of type integer, it gets 2 bytes. If the pointer is of type float, it gets 2 bytes. Actually, float variables will get 4 bytes, but here Q is meant for holding only the address of the variable. So address is unsigned integer notation, so it gets only 2 bytes. Similarly, CH is a character type. It is used actually for storing character locations, but it is meant for holding the address of a character location which is also of 2 bytes storage space. Another example to demonstrate the pointers concept. Here, X is a normal variable, PTR is a pointer variable. Address of X is printed using ampersand X. Address of PTR is printed using ampersand PTR. Assume that there are two variables created at, let us say, 1000 and 2000 locations, or let us say only 100. 100 is the location for X and 200 is the location for PTR. This is PTR and this is X. So initially X is not created or initialized with any other value and PTR is also not initialized. First we are trying to print the values, the addresses of X and PTR. Here the address of X is 100. Similarly, the address of PTR is 200. Note that both values are printed using ampersand symbol only. Then we are storing the value 10 in X. Yes, 10 is stored here. The value using X is 10. Here we are using the name X, so the value of X is printed as 10. Next, PTR is equal to ampersand X. Here the address of X will be stored here in pointer variable. So here it will be getting 100 as the value. Then printf value or in P. The value stored in P is 200. So here we get 100 as the value. Then the value X value using PTR. So here asterisk PTR is the statement given. Asterisk PTR means value at this address. So the address is 100. At this address the value is 10. So we get 10 in this case. Here. Next. One more example to depict the size of all the data pointer variables. There are 4 pointer variables created. One is P of type character, that is, it is meant to hold the address of a character variable. Q, use it to hold the address of integer variable. R, use it to hold the address of a float variable. S, to hold the address of a double pointer variable. Now, the memory size of character pointer variable is 2 bytes. Here, assume that the variables are created at different locations like this. Irrespective of the data type, here 4 different types of variables are created. One is P, this is P, this is Q, this is R, and this is S. So here, assume that the address of this location is 20, this location is 30, this location is 40, and this location is 50. And the size of all these data variables is 2 bytes only. So here we get that value as 2. Here also we get the value as 2. These are the variables where the memory allocation for all these pointer variables is 2 only. Next point, next slide. Write a simple program to swap the given 2 values using pointers. For this, let us move on to the TC editor. Now, let us share the TC editor. Yeah. Now, let me go with this simple program. Let me type the program here. PDIO.h, the standard input file. Then donio.i hash include on io.h for console IO statements. Then void main. brace open. Here, first I create the program is to swap the contents of two variables. So let me write that also as a comment in the beginning so that we will be aware of everything. Program to swap the contents of two variables using pointers. So let's go with the declaration. Int a comma b, two variables, and pertaining to this CLR. I'm using a simple subfunction concept to swap the contents of two variables. Void swap of int asterisk comma int asterisk means that the two parameters are of pointer type. Int asterisk means the first one. Int asterisk means the first variable is the address of an integer variable. Second parameter is also the address of an integer variable. Now, let us first initialize the variables. A is equal to 10, then B is equal to 20. Next, I try to print the values of both the variables before swapping. Values before swapping. So I'm using a \n character to print the values in the next line. Printf A is equal to percentile 5D \t. Similarly, B is equal to percentile 5D \n, quotations close, comma, the values of the variables A and B respectively. Then I'm calling the subfunction swap using the values A and B respectively. After that, again I try to print the values of both the variables. Values after swapping. So again I print a new line character here. Next, again I use printf statement which is equal to the previous one. A is equal to percentile 5D. Field with the character specification I am using, comma, B is equal to percentile 5D \n, quotation close, comma, A, comma, B. Finally, get ch I am using to make the screen visible after the execution. Now, I move on to the swap function. Void swap, since the two parameters are of type pointer, let us say int asterisk x. X is a pointer to integer to hold the address point sent by the swap function or the main function. Similarly, int asterisk y. But one thing we have missed in the first line in this function calling statement, that while passing the values of A, we have to, the parameters, we have to specify the address operator because the address of the variable is being sent but not the value. If I mention only A, comma B, the values are passed, but here it is called by reference concept, so it will be not going to receive the values. Then, now I'm going to interchange the values. I use a temporary variable, say int temp. Without using temporary variable also we can do, let us say temp is equal to ampersand x. Similarly, ampersand x is equal to asterisk y. Similarly, asterisk y is equal to simply close the function. Now, let us compile this program. Alt C, compile. So there are no errors or no warnings. So the program is successfully compiled. Now let us say Alt R, run. The program is under execution. Look at this. First, the values of the variable A and B are printed as 10 and 20 before swapping. After swapping, the values A equal to 20 and B equal to 10. The swapping is done successfully. Here, how it goes, let us see. I'm using the tracing process. First A and B are created, then screen gets cleared, then A is initialized to 10, then B is initialized to 10, 20, then the values of A and B are printed, A equal to percentile 5D, the values are printed. Until now, let us see the output. So this is the output till now. Then let us continue F7, Alt F7, sorry, F7 is the tracing point. Now I am moving on to the subfunction where X has received the address of A and Y has received the address of B. First, the value of A is copied to temp. Here, it is being accessed indirectly using the pointer variable. Temp is equal to asterisk X, then asterisk X equal to asterisk Y, then asterisk Y equal to asterisk temp. That means the value stored in temp is sent back to Y. Then the control comes back to the main function. Here, values after swapping is the message displayed on the screen. After that, A is equal to percentile D and B is equal to percentile D. The values of A and B are printed. The output is this, and then the function is closed. So let us stop this program here. Now we are back to our function. Screen share lower. Now let us go to the next concept, the point arithmetic operations. A point arithmetic operation offers a restricted set of arithmetic operations or operators for manipulating the address in pointers. The valid operations are addition or subtraction of an integer value from a pointer variable is valid. That means the address pointed to by a pointer variable can be the address available in a pointer variable can be added to an integer constant or can be subtracted using an integer constant. In these cases, one operand is a pointer variable, other operand is an integer value. That means if P is a pointer variable, you can add 5 to it. Here, P plus 5 is a valid operation. Assume that if P holds 100, then 100 plus 5 is the operation performed, but the result is not 105. Here, it is not 105, it is something different. Here, when the value is added or subtracted from a pointer variable, the value is in terms of the length of the data type pointed by the pointer variable. That means the number of bytes pointed by the pointer variable is actually used in the addition or subtraction process. The final value is termed as the scale factor. For example, P is a pointer variable that is created of type integer and assume that it holds the address 100. Now I want to add 5 to this. So P plus 5. When I do this, it is actually going to perform the addition operation like 100 plus 5. So here what will happen? We assume that it is 105, but it is not actually 105. It is something different, that 5 is multiplied to the data type it is pointing to, the size of the data type the pointer points to. That means here it will take 100 plus 5 is the actual value we want to add into the scale factor of the data type integer is used, that is 2. So here what will happen? 100 plus 5 plus 2, it will be 10. So it will be pointing to 110. So If I add something to a pointer variable, that constant is multiplied by the scale factor of the data type that is used to create the pointer variable, and then the addition is done. And if I perform the subtraction operation similarly, 100 for example minus 2, it means subtract 2 locations from the address pointed by pointer. So 100 minus 2 into 2, it is 4, so it will be pointing to 96. So this is how the address arithmetic operations are performed. Next. So this is an example. Int asterisk p x, p is equal to ampersand x, p is equal to p plus 2 and p equal to p minus 1 are the different operations we are trying to perform. And a pointer variable can be subtracted from another pointer variable. Just now I have given some simple example sequence here. Let us assume that x is created at 100. P is a pointer variable. It is stored with 100. When I add 2 to this, 100 plus 2 into 2, it is 4. So it will become 104. Similarly, 100 minus 1 means 100 minus 1 into 2, that is equal to 98. So it will be 98. Clear? Then it is also possible to add or subtract the addresses contained into pointer variables. This is only valid. We cannot add 2 pointer variables, we cannot multiply 2 pointer variables, but we can subtract 2 pointer variables. Here the difference is the number of bytes pointed to by between these 2 pointer variables, the number of bytes available between these 2 pointer variables. Pointer variable comparisons with relational operators are also valid. That means here we can find whether P1, the value pointed, the address pointed by P1 is less than P2 or not. If P1 is equal to 100, is pointing to 100, and P2 is pointing to 200, then P1 less than P2, that is 100 less than P200 is true. P1 greater than P2 is false. It returns 0 in this case. P1 less than or equal to P2 is true. P1 greater than or equal to P2 is false. P1 equal to P2 is false. Since 100 equal to 200, false. P1 not equal to P2 is true. Clear? This is a program for pointer arithmetic operations. P1 is a pointer variable. P2 is also a pointer variable. X comma y are the 2 normal variables we have. P1 and P2 are stored with the addresses of X and Y respectively. And assume that the addresses of P1 and P2 are 65518 and 65520. And the address pointed by P1 is 65522, 65524. The addresses are. Then X is equal to P2 minus P1. That means how many locations are the differing between P2 and P1 is returned up to X. So P2 minus P1 will give one integer location. P1 is equal to P1 plus 2. That means P1 is the address pointed to by P1 is 65522. When I add 2 location to this, it will be actually adding 4. So 65522 plus 4 is equal to 65526. And P2 is equal to P2 minus 1. P2 is actually pointing to 65524. When I subtract 2, I get 65522. So this is the example program to depict the use of pointer arithmetic operations. Clear? The next one. Invalid operations of pointer arithmetic. Multiplication of a pointer variable with an integer value is purely invalid. The result may point to any storage location which is used by some other pointer or some other program. So P is equal to P into 3 is invalid operation. Division of a pointer variable with an integer value is also an invalid operation. So P is equal to P by 3 is invalid. Addition, multiplication, division of 2 pointer variables are also invalid. Just now I told you. Then we try to add the contents of two pointer variables, the subtraction, multiplication of two pointer variables and divisions of two pointer variables will give the result whose address may be pointing to some extreme storage location which may be used by some other storage or some other point operation or application. Clear? Now another program let us analyze. Write a program to demonstrate point arithmetic operations. For this, I would like to share another screen. Let us go to DC editor once again. Here, let us move on to another example sequence. Again, the program that we are trying to check is a program to detect hash. Now, let's go with the program. First, program to demonstrate pointer arithmetic operations. Hash include stdio.h standard input file. Hash include folio.h header file. Void main. Int a comma b. Int asterisk a asterisk p comma asterisk t. CLR and storing the values, the addresses of a and b respectively. P is equal to ampersand a, q is equal to ampersand b, ampersand b. Then let me store some value in p. P is equal to 100, asterisk q is equal to 250. Now, I print the values of a and b respectively using pointers only and not using the normal variables here. A is equal to percentile d backslash p. Similarly, let me give you similar quotation marks. B is equal to percentile d backslash n, comma, quotations close, comma, asterisk p, comma, asterisk p. The values of a and p and q, a and b are printed here. Then printf, first let me show the address of all these both variables. Ampersand a is equal to percentile u, comma, backslash t. Ampersand b is equal to percentile u backslash n comma p comma q. That means the address is pointed by the variables p and q are printed p comma q. Then I would like to print the difference between q and p. Printf q minus p is equal to percentile d backslash n comma q minus p. You should give quotation marks to everything. Quotations n semicolon. Similarly, printf quotations p plus 4 is equal to percentile u backslash n comma p plus 4. Similarly, printf quotations open q minus 3 is equal to percentile u comma backslash n quotations close comma q minus 3 semicolon get ch close the bits. Let us compile this book. The compilation is done successfully. There is no problem in this execution. You can execute the program successfully. Then next, let us run the program either by using Control F9 or Alt R. Alt R. Alt R. Run. So see this. First, 100 and 250 are printed using the pointer variable. The address of A is 65524 and address of B is 65522. The difference between Q and P is 1. Since I have given it as Q and P, it is 1. If I have given it as P and Q, then it may be 1. Let us change that also. Let us go with that. P minus Q. And finally, that means the difference between these two locations is 1 integer location. So P minus Q. Once again, I compile the program. Alt C, compile, then Alt R, run the program. So now you can find the difference. P minus Q is 1. P plus Q means 4 bytes. 4 is the integer we are adding to the address contained in P. The address contained in P is 65524. 4 into 2, 8 is added, so it will be pointing to 65532. Similarly, Q minus 3, if I do, the address contained in Q is 65522, and when I subtract through 3 locations, that is 3 into 2, 6, I get 65516. So this is how the pointer arithmetic operation is done. And let me close this operation here. Alt X. No, I don't want to say this. Exit. So this is the pointers concept, along with how to use the pointer operators and how the pointer arithmetic operations are done. Thank you.